Okay, we have returned. Let's start the next case. This is number 55. Before we do that, I'm going to go feed my pets. Yes, I did buy the monkey. And just recently I bought the hyena. I'm going to wait until he's up to at least the third heart. Running scared. We won't surrender. Leave us alone, Senior Trooper Matthew. Oh, this is where we last left off on. No way. You're all going to jail now, where you belong. We knew you might need some convincing to leave us alone, so we got these little hostages here to show you we mean business. Carter, Jake. Yes, these poor dears. Soon they'll be far away. You'll have to look for them instead of coming after us. No, let them go now. You can't stop us. Matthew, our shields and our guns, they just floated away. We can do worse than that, but we're not your biggest enemy and you're not ours. We all have someone worse to fear. Now leave us alone. Matthew, it's been hours since Carter and Jake were kidnapped by Ad Astra. The whole night's passed. The Ad Astras have superpowers, Matthew. Superpowers! What are they going to do to my little boy? I can still hardly wrap my mind around the superpowers. Even though we knew about the superhuman serum, this is a lot to take in. And the Ad Astras also said there's some bigger enemy out there whom they're afraid of, and we should be too. Right now, I'm only afraid for my kid. I need to be out there looking for him and Jake. Gloria, we're doing all we can. We've tracked them here to Newmark, and Kathy is searching for more leads. If not for the situation, I'd be glad to visit Newmark. Much of the district was rebuilt after the earthquake, with residents now living in an innovative mix of old and new. Anyway, Gloria, when we find something, Jones will be the one helping Matthew in the field. You're too close to the case. Jones? He's on indefinite leave following Zoe's murder. He has enough to deal with. Well, I'm not going to say I'm alright, but you guys need me here now. And Gloria, I know how hard it is to let someone else investigate when your loved ones are involved, but you have to let us handle this. Then you better get ready, Matthew. I've got a lead. There's a report of shots fired at a housing construction site. Matthew, there's not a second to lose. Get to that construction site now. I have a feeling I know who the victim might be. Well, we're here, but I don't see anyone. It's too early for workers, but someone here fired those shots. Where shall we look, Matthew? Oh, you're right. There's a light on in one of those tube house things under construction. We better investigate. Currently enjoying a soda. Yep, just as I thought. Jake. There we are. Oh. No way am I going to get that. first star. Or will I? No. No! It's JK's! He's been shot! And there's no sign of Carter. Gloria will be devastated when we tell her that her ex-husband is dead. But what happened here? Was it Ad Astra who shot Jake? Why would they do that? A dead hostage can't be used as a bargaining chip. You're right. Hopefully one of the clues you found can shed light on this and lead us to Carter. That camera looks like it was used as a monitoring device. If you can unlock it, we may have access to a recording of some kind. And that duffel bag might be holding a clue as well. Let's dig in. Workers will soon be arriving at the construction site to start the day, but we'll have to close the area off for the investigation. One thing is certain, when we catch the killer, we'll find Carter. The captor and killer must be one and the same. I'm glad they spared Carter. And I gotta get this started. Sit tight, everybody. Okay, I'll examine the locked camera first. Seven and 4. 7, 4, 4, 4, 7. 7, 4, 3, 7, 3. You got the camera unlocked, Matthew. Let's get it to Kathy. Got it. Moment, folks. Okay, now we got the old photo. Matthew, the photo in that duffel bag looks like it's of a soldier. This doesn't look like JK's, but comparing this photo with others in the database could tell us who it is. Again, as if dealing with Zoe's death was bad enough, now we have to deal with Gloria losing her ex-husband. I don't know if the fact that they're divorced eases the pain or not, but I like to think it doesn't. Got it. Danny Williams. According to the database, this photo belongs to Lieutenant Danny Williams. He fought in Vietnam, honorably discharged in 1975. Apparently, he's been homeless for the last 5 years. The Veterans Administration says he has almost no pension to live on. We found Mr. Williams' duffel bag at the crime scene. Yes, Matthew, but maybe he's been using that housing for shelter. He left his stuff behind, so he might be coming back. One of the officers stationed at the site can point us to Mr. Williams when he returns. Don't think we've unlocked the other crime scene yet. What do you police people want? I may be homeless, but I know my rights. You can't just arrest me. Sir, this is an active crime scene for a homicide investigation, and we found your belongings on it. What? Crime scene? I don't know no crime. I just squatted one of the tubes. It's all I can do with no money, and all the shelters are full. Have you seen this man and a little boy at any point around here? The man was shot right here. No! I swear I don't know anything. Yesterday my kitchen ran off, so I've been looking for her all night. I just got back. And since this is a crime scene, I guess I can't squat here now. You'll need to leave us a way to find you. We may have more questions for you later. Meanwhile, Matthew, we should have a look around outside on the construction site. Got it. Faded clipboard. Alright. You found a broken pendant. Good call, Matthew. Piecing it together could tell us who's been here. And if you think this faded clipboard can tell us something, I'll go grab your dusting kit. Bloom Enterprises. The company logo on this clipboard is for Bloom Enterprises. Isn't there a rich family in Greensboro that goes by the name of Bloom? That's right. The son Mason was murdered by his own grandmother, and his father Clive was a suspect. And Clive Bloom also once set his hounds on Carter for trespassing. We better go ask Mr. Bloom what his company's clipboard is doing at this construction site. Why are you police tarnishing my ancestral home with your presence again? Mr. Bloom, we found this clipboard at a Newmark construction site. Any idea as to why it would be there? Newmark construction site, you say? Well then, you found that clipboard because my company owns that space. You own the construction site? Are you aware that the new housing project was used for kidnap and murder? What? Of course not, Senior Chipper Matthew. Neither the Bloom businesses nor the Bloom family would be involved in such a thing. The man murdered was Jake Hayes. He and his son were held captive at the site, and his son is still missing. Too bad for them, but other than a temporary shutdown of the site, I fail to see how this concerns me. Well, it concerns us, so be ready to hear from us again. Pretty cryptic thing. Matthew, the pendant has a design on it. Wait, that image is the Skull's microbrewery logo. The brewery is owned by former gangster Troy Cassidy. Last time we saw him, Troy claimed to have left his law-breaking in the past. But why was he here, so close to our crime scene? We better talk to Cassidy at once. Thought I had earned enough stars. Sit tight, everybody. Okay, I got me an extra star. Now let's talk to Troy Cassidy and get this over with. Senior Trooper Matthew, Detective Jones, are you here for some refreshment? No, on business. We were wondering why you went to a Newmark construction site. We found your pendant. I'm checking that place out for a brewery expansion. Newmark doesn't look like much now, but it'll be a booming place. Well, recently it boomed with murder, and one Jake Hayes and his child were held captive there. Do you know anything about that? No! I know my past makes me look sketchy, but I'm a legitimate businessman now. An honest citizen. My violent days are behind me. It's rough that this case of yours involves a kid. That's just not right. I hope it'll turn out okay. We'll see you guys when these two are done. See y'all later. Okay, we have come back. Let's get the results of the monitoring camera first. Matthew, this camera's footage was quite something. Was there anything related to the kidnapping or the murder? Yes, and I decided to ask Gloria to come watch with us. You'll see why. Okay, Kathy, I'm ready. Let's see if that footage captured who murdered my ex-husband and kidnapped my son. Dad? Dad! Huh? What? Carter, are you okay? No, Dad, I'm really scared. What are we going to do? Don't fret, little man. I know we're in a tough spot, but nothing can happen to us as long as we're together. You know, I don't remember anything between being grabbed by those freaky people and waking up right now. I woke up a little once, and I know we weren't with those people anymore, but someone else. I just saw their running shoes, and I hear someone coming. We better hush up. My baby! Look at how they mistreated him. And Jake, this can't be long before he was shot. I know, but at least now we know for sure Jake and Carter were kept together until probably the murder. Until the murder. God, that poor kid. What's he seen today? Speaking of seeing, it seems the monitoring camera was set up by their captor. Most of the footage was them unconscious. Jake clearly heard the captor return. That's when the footage stopped. The captor must have kept an eye on them and come back when they woke up. And who is that murdering captor? I'd like to know. Just wait till I get my hands on them. Well, apparently that person isn't any of the Ad Astrans. That's what Carter said. Someone else took over the captives. That's right, my baby did say that. But that just means Ad Astra have an accomplice who did the dirty work for them. Makes sense. Ad Astra said the kidnapping was a distraction, so we chased after Carter and Jake instead of them. That means they have to leave Carter and Jake at some point. It's the accomplice who we're looking for now, and Carter gave us a clue about them. This person wears running shoes. Yeah, the killer can use the shoes to run, but not to hide. We'll find them and bring them to justice. Matthew, I can't believe what's happening right now. Gloria's ex-husband dead and her child missing. I know. We must find Carter, and we'll do that by unmasking the killer. So what have you got? Jake was shot twice with a .38 caliber handgun. One bullet hit his brachial artery and another damaged his pulmonary artery. At least it was a quick death. Jake didn't suffer. That's a small consolation. I do have better news. I found something to help catch the killer. As you probably saw, Jake's wrists were bound with a zip tie. And the killer left traces of a cough syrup when they put the zip tie on him. It's safe to say that the killer suffers from a cough. Well, the killer will have way more than a coughing fit when Matthew catches them. Matthew, we already knew that Ad Astra kidnapped Jake and Carter, but the plot thickens. Shortly after the kidnapping, the two were taken to a construction site, which stood empty during the night and early morning. They were out cold and left alone for some time, but as soon as they woke up, their captor returned. And this captor was apparently not a member of Ad Astra, but an accomplice. We've no idea why this accomplice shot Jake, but we believe Carter was removed from the site shortly after the murder. We've looked into a few suspects. Clyde Bloom owns the construction site, but he claims no knowledge of the incident. Our old pal, ex-gangster Troy Cassidy, says he was at the site to look into an expansion for his brewery. And there's a homeless veteran who was squatting in the place Jake and Carter were held, but he says he was out all night and morning. Why would any of these people work with Ad Astra? We have no idea, and the clock is ticking to find Carter. Never fear, Jones. I got news that will get this investigation back on track. I know where Carter was taken after the murder. We're going to find out where in Chapter 2. Do not go anywhere. Okay, we are back to start Chapter 2 of The Conspiracy, Running Scared. We last left off with Kathy saying that she knew where Carter was taken. I scanned traffic cam footage for vehicles leaving the site after the murder. There was a van, and I was able to track it. By the time I located the van, it was abandoned, but there must be clues there that'll help us find Carter. This is a huge lead, Matthew. Let's get to that van. Okay, there we go. Didn't get the first star. So this is where the killer dumped their van after kidnapping Carter from the construction site. Poor kid. But you're right. That's a box of zip ties, and they're neon green, the same as the ones used to bind Jake's hands. That means the killer must have touched this box. They left behind that weird orange powder. We should collect some of that. And that library card might tell us who was here, but it looks water damaged. Can you recover the information? And that pile of clothes is odd. We'll need to rummage through them. Okay. Hopefully we'll find Carter. Somehow. As a matter of fact, I'll be back in a minute. I'm actually going to get a couple stars. Okay. Now I got me a few stars. You got a sample of that weird orange powder from the killer's box of zip ties. Let's get it to Amir. Mandy Craig, or Pregadich, however you want to say it. Matthew, this library card belongs to one Mandy Pregadich. Mandy Pregadich? Oh, you're right. She's the mayor's assistant. We met her once when we confronted the mayor about being in Ad Astra. You've got to wonder what she knows about him. We better return this card to Miss Pregadich and ask why it was left near the getaway van. Something tells me that she might be the killer, but we'll see what happens. I'm not going to jump to any conclusions. Officers, maybe you'll know. Do you have any idea where Mayor Warren is? He disappeared without a single word. He left me tons of meetings to reschedule. It's a nightmare. We're already looking into the mayor's disappearance, Miss Pregadich. He's possibly linked to a murder and kidnapping. What? That's insane! Surely the mayor wouldn't... Anyway, we found your library card in the forest near the kidnappers' getaway van. That's where I go work out. I'm a little obsessed with my new running shoes. I must have dropped the card when I was doing my morning run today, but there was no van there. Anyway, if you do find the mayor, let me know. I have a few things I'd like to say to him. Now the pile of clothes. A belt. Oh no, dog collar. There was a dog collar in all those clothes? What does the tag say? It reads Leonard. Haven't we met a dog by that name once? You're right. That hunter guy, James Savage, his dog is named Leonard. The last time we saw them, we were investigating the murder of that dome scientist, Ernesto Vega, the one Zoe killed. These could be Savage's clothes, but where is he? Ahem, I'm right here. Could you throw those clothes over here, please? Sure, Mr. Savage, as long as you tell us why you're here completely naked, except for a strategically placed shrubbery. That's a scary thought. Thanks, Senior Shipper Matthew. I was starting to get cold. No worries, Mr. Savage. Now, why are you here? Well, Leonard and I were swimming in the river, minding our own business, when this van came revving over the embankment. Did you get a good look at who got out of the van? They kidnapped a child. Oh no, I saw nothing like that. As soon as I got my head out of the water, bullets started whizzing over my head. Leonard and I ducked under the water. It wasn't easy to hold my breath with the cough I have. By the time we came up for air, the gunfire had stopped and whoever was there had gone. So, Mr. Savage, you saw nothing even though you were at the scene. Don't go on any hunting adventures. We may need to speak with you again. I think I have a pretty good idea what he was doing there. We'll let the orange powder run its course. I'll see you when that's done. See y'all later. We are back and we're going to get the results of the orange powder right now. Matthew, I'm so scared for Carter and sad for Gloria. Carter's such a great kid. He's so curious about everything. He'd make a great scientist one day. Yes, but first we have to get him home safe. What have you got on the sample from the killer's box of zip ties? That orange powder was processed cheese. More specifically, the kind used in Take It Cheesy snacks. It seems the killer likes Take It Cheesy snacks so much, their hands were covered in them when they touched the zip tie box. It's true that Take It Cheesy snacks are hard to resist, even for a cold-hearted killer. But you have a point, Matthew. We should retrace the killer's steps and go back to the construction site for more answers. Do not see the... Oh, belt. I'm not going to get the first star. Matthew, you're right. A phone by the crime scene is an important clue. Let's unlock it fast. And let's piece that torn paper back together. We need anything that might help us find Carter. I'll do that, but first I'm gonna go get a couple stars at least. Okay, I got myself 20 stars. I'm gonna take care of everything now. Oh, I didn't even have... I shouldn't have moved my mouse. It's okay, though. Matthew, let's get this phone to Kathy right away. Matthew, this is a formal letter to one Mr. Daniel Williams from Hayes Engineering Solutions. Hayes Engineering Solutions? That's Jake's company. It's a letter of termination. Our suspect, Danny Williams, was fired from Jake's company. You're right, Matthew. There's a postscript. Uncle Danny, I'm sorry there's nothing I could do. And it's signed by Jake. The homeless vet who squatted on the construction site is Jake's uncle? And he's been fired from Jake's company? Mr. Williams neglected to mention any of this earlier. He left us an address at the Veterans Center, so let's go there and confront him. Mr. Williams, we need to talk. Earlier you said that you didn't know Jake Hayes, but we found proof that he was your nephew. We told you that he had been shot and you didn't even blink an eye. And your great-nephew Carter is still missing. I didn't say anything because I knew it would make me look bad. Jake and I were on the outs. Yes, it appears that you were fired from his company. I needed help. A job. I couldn't just live on Take It Cheesy snacks. But Jake said he wouldn't help me anymore. Me, his own uncle. Why did he fire you? Well, I was drinking back then. I showed up to work drunk one too many times. He decided tough love was the only way. So it's his fault. Jake's the reason I'm homeless today. And now he's dead, killed in your temporary lodgings. If your anger pushed you to take part in all this, we will find out. And I'll let the phone run its course. I'll see you when that's done. Okay, we are back. Let's get the results of the unlocked phone. Matthew, this phone will definitely advance us in the investigation. Why? Whose is it? The phone belongs to Clyde Bloom. And before you say he owns the construction site, so it's okay for his stuff to be there, you should know Bloom got text messages from Rosetta Pierre last night. What? Clyde Bloom was in contact with the criminal on the run? Indeed, but their exchanges aren't exactly chummy. The last message reads, "Do as we say, or the whole world will know how you spend your time in Jezabella's dungeon." Jezabella's dungeon? That's the fetish club with the chains and leather. I can see why Clive would want to conceal going there. Rosetta must have smuggled a cell phone into prison to be sending messages to Bloom, which is exactly the kind of thing she'd do. But what did Rosetta blackmail him for? Mr. Bloom had better explain. Mr. Bloom, we found your phone with messages from Rosetta Pierre. You almost made me choke on a Take It Cheesy, as if this cough isn't bad enough. You're a menace. Get out of my house. First tell us what Rosetta wanted from you. Well, obviously it wasn't my new running shoes. Look, somehow Miss Pierre discovered information concerning my stress reduction practices. I feared the worst. But Miss Pierre only wanted access to my construction site, and she said to ignore whatever she might do there. I had no idea she was planning to sequester and murder people there. What did you think she used it for, Mr. Bloom? Paintball? She's a convicted felon. I was trying to protect my family's already damaged reputation. I had to give her what she wanted. Well, you'll still have a price to pay, Bloom. You're under arrest for aiding and abetting the kidnapping of a father and son. There we go. Matthew, although we haven't found Jake's killer, Carter's captor, we've got valuable information that may help catch them. Now we know why Ad Astra's accomplice used the Newmark construction site to hold Jake and Carter there. It's because Rosetta blackmailed the site's owner into it. Meanwhile, Danny Williams, who was squatting at the site, turned out to be Jake's furious uncle. We've also tracked down the van in which Carter was taken away after the murder. It was abandoned by the time we found it. James Savage admits he saw the van arrive in the forest, but claimed he didn't see anything because he'd been shot at and had to hide. We're getting somewhere, but not fast enough. I am going to take this investigation into my own hands. Uh-oh. We gotta stop Gloria in Chapter 3. Do not go anywhere. Okay, we are back. Let's start Chapter 3 of Running Scared. We last left off with Gloria going off the deep end. This is what she said. This is what we last left off on. I'm taking this investigation into my own hands. Gloria, put down that gun. I know you want to go rescue Carter, but believe us, we're on it. Matthew, you know that in most cases, kidnappers end the child's life after 72 hours, and they already shot his father. Besides, I was kidnapped once too, by a serial killer, remember? I know exactly how my baby boy feels now. I have to help him. Gloria, I know it's rough, but you can help us best by staying here. You have to trust us to bring Carter home. Meanwhile, Matthew and I will comb through every inch of the getaway van. We know exactly what's at stake. Eesh. That's going to be a disturbing image in Carter's head. Ninja hamster toy. This ninja hamster toy has seen better days, but you're right. Carter is into this cartoon series. He must have dropped it here. We'll need a sample of that gooey substance on the toy. It could tell us more about whoever is holding him captive. And that metal box is in the van. You're right. You'll have to get it open so we can have a look inside. But what's an agenda doing here? It seems to mention the mayor. I'll grab your dusting kit so that we can see the rest of what's written. There's no time to lose. If I saw this image in my head, that scarred me for the rest of my life. Unfortunately, I've already had my own if I'm at my work, and I won't say what. Matthew, this box contains the registration papers for the kidnappers' getaway van. Looks like the van belongs to a certain Harley Dean Stetson. I'm with you, Matthew. I bet Kathy can use the papers to track this person down. Great, you have a sample of that substance from Carter's toy. A look under the microscope should shed some light on it. Or shed light on it. Oh. Wait a minute, hold on. There we go. Now I did what I wanted to do. I wanted to uncover this, the gooey substance first. But instead I went to... Instead I went to the agenda. I know it doesn't really matter, but I like to do what's next in sequence. That way I don't have to like go back and forth. Dog saliva. Matthew, the substance you collected from Carter's toy was dog saliva. We've got a suspect as a faithful dog, James Savage. Speaking of Savage, weren't there a pair of running shoes in his clothes we found? Let's add that to his profile. But how did his dog saliva get on Carter's toy? Do you think that Savage could be involved with the kidnapping and murder? We better confront him about our findings. Let's see what he has to say now. Mr. Savage, we found a toy belonging to the kidnapping victim, Carter Hayes. It was covered with Leonard's saliva, and... Carter? I hadn't realized he's the kid who was kidnapped. How horrible. That kid sure does love to explore and play in the woods, and he adores Leonard. In fact, that's how Leonard's slobber got all over that hamster thing. The last time we saw Carter, he gave Leonard that toy. So what? You used Carter's trust in you to help kidnap him? No! Of course not! I never harmed Carter. He's a sweet kid. He'd even bring cake and cheesy snacks to share with me. To think that some monster kidnapped him and killed his father, I wish Leonard and I could track them down ourselves. So he's on our side. Or is he? Mayor may leave town, left instructions to follow. That agenda says, Mayor may leave town, left instructions to follow. You're right, this is evidently Mandy Craig's agenda for her job assisting Mayor Warren. She said she didn't know he would be leaving. She was really angry too, but according to her agenda, he even left instructions. What instructions? Did it have anything to do with Ad Astra or the kidnapping? We need to get some answers from Miss Pregadich. Miss Pregadich, you told us that Mayor Warren's departure was a surprise, but we found out you knew he was leaving. Could this week get any worse? First I come down with a cough, then all this paperwork falls on me, and now... I guess I better explain. Mayor Warren did say he might have to leave suddenly. He seemed nervous lately. I think he thought he was in danger. So yes, he left me instructions. I wasn't supposed to tell anyone he was leaving. But he didn't say anything else? Anything that might indicate his associates' plans for the kidnapping victims? No, I really don't get what's happening at all. I'm so stressed. I've been wolfing down cake and cheesy snacks non-stop. I don't understand how the mayor's respected office turned into this. Murders, investigations, that's not what I signed up for. She is in the running. I'll let the van papers run its course. I'll have all stars collected by then, so I'll see you when that's done. Okay, we are back. Let's get the results of the van papers from Kathy. Kathy, who's this Harley Dean Stetson who owns the van used to run off with Carter? I had to do some digging, and it turns out the name is one of Troy Cassidy's old aliases. So the getaway van belongs to Troy Cassidy, and he was spitting a yarn about how he's a totally reformed gangster and knows nothing of this murder or kidnapping. I don't know about you, Mountie, but I have had enough of Cassidy giving us the runaround. He has some explaining to do. Okay, let's see what Troy Cassidy has to say now. He has scratches on his forehead. I bet you that's going to be a clue. Mr. Cassidy, time to come clean. We know your van was used to transport a kidnapped child after his father was shot dead. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Sure you don't. The van papers were registered to one of your old aliases, Harley Dean Stetson. Oh, that van. Well, it was my van, but I sold it. How convenient. Who did you sell it to? Look, y'all, I had the van up for sale online. Some guy contacted me. Bootman, Bestman, something like that. Bateman? Christian Bateman? Maybe. He offered me the full asking price in cash. I ain't gonna turn that down. When he came by to pick it up, he looked like some kind of psycho. He sure didn't say anything about kidnapping or murder, though. You better be telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth, because Senior Trooper Matthew will find out if you're lying. Matthew, I need a situation report. What's happening with the investigation? Well, Chief, Troy Cassidy was the owner of the getaway van, but he claims he sold it to Christian Bateman. Meanwhile, Miss Pregodich lied about Mayor Warren vanishing without a word. And James Savage claims he and Carter are best buds. Well, you best return to the crime scene and find whatever you can to wrap up this investigation. Yes, Chief. Once we find the killer, we can find Carter. We're on it. Got it. Done it. Let's see what I had it no matter what, even if I didn't go with the ×6. Matthew, that looks like a bloody bag of Take It Cheesy snacks. We know the killer eats those. But what's that weird blue stuff? We'll need a sample of that. The killer probably left it on the bag. And that's a good idea, Matthew. We should look through that pile of drywall and insulation. We're closing in on JK's killer, and once we do, we'll force them to help us find Carter. Okay. I got myself up to 20 stars. I decided to get some stars while I was at it. Plus I was under 15 energy happy hour. Matthew, you got a sample of that weird blue stuff from the killer snacks. Let's get it to Amir. Okay. Handgun. Matthew, that gun has to be the murder weapon. The killer must have hid it in that rubble. Let's get it to Rita. I'll have all stars collected by then. So for now, this is Matthew. We'll see you then until we unmask the next killer. But first, a quick look before we go. Looks like Danny Williams is cleared. Looks like it's between Clive Bloom, but it's not Troy Cassidy. He doesn't fit any criteria. Mandy Craig is in the running, as is James Savage. So it looks like it'll be either between Clive Bloom, Mandy Craig, or James Savage. Who will it be? Well, you're going to have to wait until these two are done to find out. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we are back, and we're going to get the results of the light blue powder now. Matthew, the sample you sent me from the Take It Cheesy snacks gave me a breakthrough on the person who's got Carter. It was a petroleum jelly-based mixture with analgesic and anti-scarring ingredients, which tells us that the killer used anti-scarring gel for scratches and left some on their snack of preference. So you're looking for a person with recent scratches. Soon enough, Jake's killer and Carter's captor will have more to worry about than a few scratches, right, Matthew? Matthew, you've done it! You found the handgun that was used to kill Jake Hayes. Great! Did you learn anything about the killer? The person who still got Carter? Well, the killer left a few skin cells on the weapon. Martine analyzed it and said Carter's captor has an altered version of the MC1R protein. In short, they're red-haired. The culprit has red hair? The culprit has red hair. That cuts down the suspect list. We're nearly there, Matthew. We have everything we need to arrest the killer, Matthew, and after we do, we can grill them and rescue Carter. Nope, not Danny Williams. Hard to believe it's not Clive Bloom. It's not Troy Cassidy. Wait a minute. And it's definitely not James Savage. So that leaves just one person. The mayor's assistant, Mandy Craig. Got it. I took my time. Mandy Pregadich, you're under arrest for the murder of Jake Hayes and for the continued sequestration of Carter Hayes. Are you crazy? I have been sequestered myself at City Hall all day. I barely had time to go to the bathroom, let alone commit murder. Then explain how you left the gel for those scratches on your favorite snack at the crime scene. What are you talking about? I went for a jog, then I came to work. I already told you this. You did go for a jog. Carter Hayes recognized your running shoes when you were holding them captive. I know these running shoes are awesome and expensive, but I'm not the only person in town who owns a pair. No, but you are the only suspect who fits all the evidence, down to your red hair. We found your DNA on the murder weapon. You can't hide anymore, Miss Pregadich. Admit it. You killed Jay Case and still hold his son captive. Fine, I did all those things. So you're the accomplice of Ad Astra. Again with this Ad Astra, I have no idea what that is. Mayor Warren told me Jay Case meant political trouble for us. He asked me to keep guard over him and his son. And you just agreed? You don't understand. Politics is dirty business. You kill or be killed, and I had no intention of going down. I'm close to the seat of power for all of Grimsboro, and that will only remain true if I protect Mayor Warren. You're so power-obsessed that you'd assist in a kidnapping and shoot a man dead? Nobody was supposed to die. They were out cold. I didn't expect any trouble. But when they woke up, the man attacked me, trying to escape. I shot him. Nothing was going to plan, and I didn't know what else to do. Then I grabbed the kid and got away as fast as I could. And I had no help from Mayor Warren. I couldn't reach him, and he never called me. That's because he left you in the lurch to take the fall for him. And what did you do with Carter? Where is he? I'm done talking, Senior Trooper Matthew. You're not getting another word out of me. Then you can take your chances with the judge. You're under arrest. Mandy Craig, you are before this court on the charges of murdering Jay Case and sequestering his son. I had to do it. I had to protect Mayor Warren from his political enemies. I hardly think a pubescent boy is among Mayor Warren's political problems, and we need to find him. I'm not telling you anything. You'll regret all this when the mayor comes back. Mayor Warren is an escaped felon. You're on your own now, Miss Pregadich, and if you don't cooperate, you'll go to jail for life. For life? Me? Okay, fine, you win. I'll tell you where that kid is. Matthew Pregadich said she'd tell us where to find Carter in exchange for a lighter sentence for killing Jake. Let's go grill Pregadich for all the information we can get. And we're gonna find Carter, hopefully, in Endgame 1-6. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we are back. Let's start running scared Endgame 1-6. This is where we last left off on. And let's get what we can out of Mandy Pregadich. Miss Pregadich, you said that you'd give us all the information we need to find Carter Hayes, so start dishing it up. I just took the kid to a safe place the mayor told me about. He's in a garage near the hike and bike trail. It was abandoned after the earthquake. You left a kid in a structurally unsound building? Never mind. That kid isn't staying in that garage a second longer than we can help it. Okay, according to the coordinates Miss Pregadich gave us, this is the place. Matthew Carter is inside. Let's go. Carter? Carter! It's Senior Trooper Matthew and Detective Jones! Senior Trooper Matthew, you found me! Yes, and we're getting you out of here, Carter. I'll untie you. Thank you, Senior Trooper Matthew. I thought I'd be stuck here forever. Where's my mom? Is she with you? She's back at the precinct, kiddo, and she'll be so glad to see you. baby. Thank you, Matthew. Carter is safe because of you. I never thought I'd see my mom again. Well, you're safe now, kiddo. The person who hurt you and your dad is locked away in jail. Person? But did you catch the other one too? Wait a second now, baby. What do you mean the other one? Well, there was a lady and a guy in the van when they took me away from my dad. From my dad. Take all the time you need, Carter. It's okay. The lady was the one who shot Dad, but the man came soon after. The lady was mad he was late. He hauled me into the van and the lady bossed him around. I don't know who he was. He wore a dark face mask. I can't believe that woman didn't tell us the whole truth, even now. Carter, Matthew, and I promise we'll find that man. We'll go back to the van and search for clues. Speaking of men involved in the kidnapping, Clyde Bloom wants to talk to us. Once you're done at the van, Matthew, join me at the jail and see what Bloom has to say. Get the getaway van now. And that was the second coins that I got. Got the face mask. Matthew, that dark face mask must be the one Carter mentioned. A sample of the stain on the mask might tell us who worked with Mandy Craig to hide him. Went with my gut, and there it was. Great work, Matthew. You got that hairy sample off the mask in record time. Let's get it to Amir. This is 9 hours. Carter is safe. Let's talk to Clyde Bloom. Senior Trooper Matthew, prison is awful. I can't stay here. If I have information about Rosetta Pierre, will you get me out? Start talking. Then we'll determine how useful it is. Well, Miss Pierre didn't just send text message. She also called me once. But when the conversation ended, she didn't hang up properly, so I could still hear her talking to someone. This better be good. What did she say? She said, we have to move fast. My mom is coming for us all. Her mom? Are you sure that's what she said? Yes, she also said, you know she'll kill us if she finds out. If she finds us, you don't forget stuff like that. Fair enough. Is there anything else you remember? Well, maybe it's unrelated, but after she called about the construction site, more strangers have been hanging around than normal. All right, Mr. Bloom, you have in fact been helpful. Senior Trooper Matthew and I will pass that on to the judge. Matthew, I didn't want to say anything in front of Bloom, but this is a huge breakthrough. We know that Ad Astra is afraid someone is out to get them. This is the person who got LaRue killed. And according to what we just learned, the person they fear is Rosetta's mother. But why is Rosetta's mom after her? Allegedly, the mastermind thinks Ad Astra outlived their usefulness. Can a mother think that of her child? We once tried and failed to locate Rosetta's parents when we looked into her past. Her records are all wiped. But you're right. Bloom said more strangers have been hanging around the construction site since Rosetta expressed interest in it. If Rosetta's evil mastermind of a mom is looking for her, she could have put out feelers there. We better go check the place out. Matthew, that envelope of cash definitely isn't a normal thing to find at a construction site. It could be a lead. There's no name on it, but if you grab your dusting kit, maybe we can get prints off this envelope. Got it. You've got fingerprints looking for that envelope of cash. Let's get them to Kathy. That's going to wrap this up. Is this going to be 6 hours or 3? It'll be 6. Alright? I'll see you guys when these two are done. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we are back. Let's get the results for fingerprints. I do plan to speed up the other one. Matthew, your instincts weren't wrong when you lifted fingerprints from that cash envelope. Do they belong to someone interesting? Get this. The prints belong to the homeless veteran who was a suspect in Jake's murder. Wait a second. You're saying that Jake's penniless uncle has all this cash, but he's still squatting at the construction site? Apparently, the construction site sure attracts a lot of people lately. Ad Astra show interest. Then this man who could leave but didn't. Well, we better have a chat with Mr. Williams and see if his reasons have anything to do with Ad Astra. Mr. Williams, we found an envelope stuffed with cash, and it had your fingerprints all over it. Yeah, so what? It's not a crime to have money. No, but it was a lot of money, and yet you were still squatting at the construction site. What's the story here? I was minding my own business. This lady came by one day, asked if I wanted to earn some cash by watching out for a girl with blue hair. Blue hair? So this must have been someone after Rosetta, and we know for a fact there is someone after her. I was to let the lady know if I saw the girl, or a suited-up psycho, or Mayor Warren for some reason. Weird, but whatever. Anyway, I didn't see any of these weirdos, and with the murder commotion, I lost the money too. The lady who gave you the cash, what did she look like? short and chubby, white skin, brown hair, glasses. She seemed to want to hide who she was, wore a big coat, but I noticed details and I saw a pin of that space agency. Hold on, we know of a woman involved with Sarah who fits this description. Mr. Williams, is this the woman who gave you the money? That's her, all right. Look, I sure could use that money to help me get by, but it seems like it just brings more trouble. I don't want it. You can keep it. I can't believe it. Denise Daniels is involved in all this. Rosetta said her mother is after all of the Ad Astrans and is planning to kill them. And now Denise Daniels is trying to find the Ad Astrans too. But what's her link? She couldn't be the mom, could she? Now, this scenario is too incredible to contemplate, and yet we must discuss it with the others. Amir, what have you got for us on that stuff from the mask worn by the man who helped kidnap Carter? It was some kind of mustache care product, but it's the hair stuck in it that was interesting. The DNA sample matched someone we had on file from his criminal days, Troy Cassidy. So Cassidy was the man who helped kidnap Carter? Yes, apparently he did more than just sell the getaway van to Bateman after all. Troy will pay for this. Let's go snap handcuffs on him, Matthew. And we're going to arrest him. He has not turned over a new leaf. Troy Cassidy, you're under arrest for aiding in the kidnapping and sequestration of a minor. Dang, I guess this good run is over. It's true, I am not proud of what I did, but what's done is done. But how did you end up involved? Did Bateman invite you to join the operation when he bought that van off you? Exactly. That guy looked me up, learned about my past. He offered the sort of financial backing that could make my microbrewery huge. You don't come by backing like that the honest way, okay? And my brewery is struggling. I convinced myself I could do one last gig. He promised no one would get hurt. I just had to drive some people around. Of course, everything fell apart. That lady lost her cool and shot the dude. So I ran off with that kid and abandoned the van. The little guy saw it all go down. I felt real bad for him, but what else could I do? You could have come clean, but clearly saving your own skin was more important than saving Carter. You're going to jail, Cassidy, for a long time. It's a shame, Matthew. Cassidy let his greed undo all the good he managed to achieve. But you're right. We should tell Carter the good news about Cassidy being in custody. Let's see what he has to say now. His eyes are red, probably from crying so much. Carter, we have some great news. We arrested your other captor thanks to your help. I knew Senior Trooper Matthew could find him. So how are you feeling, buddy? Well, a little better knowing that I helped catch one of the bad guys who did this to us. But I keep thinking about Dad. I didn't even play with the last toy he ever gave me. It was a plane, and I stuck it in my pocket and forgot it. And now I don't have it. I still had it in the van, but now I don't. And it was the last thing, Dad. Hey, kiddo, it's okay. We'll go back to the van and look for it. We'll grab you a burger on the way. You must be starving. Okay. Matthew, that pile of plastic you found could be Carter's toy. Let's piece it back together. Alright, Matthew, we put Jake's last gift to his son back together. Let's go show Carter. Senior Trooper Matthew, thank you. This is the toy my dad gave me. I'll play with it and I'll think of him. Kid, I know how hard it is to lose someone, but try to remember the good times. Remember, your dad loved you and would want you to be happy. I know, I'll try to remember that. Thank you for returning his last gift to me, Senior Trooper Matthew. And here, this is for you. I want you to have something too. Matthew, we've had a long day, but you should be commended for saving Carter and arresting all those involved. Yes, not only did Mandy Craig act as an accomplice to Ad Astra, but Troy Cassidy also drove the getaway van. Craig was guided by her power hunger while Cassidy was all about the money, but they'll both be in jail for a long time. Poor Carter, he's been through so much. Seeing his father killed in front of him is a serious trauma. Yes, seeing a loved one murdered is very hard to live with. But at least we'll always be there for him and Gloria. We're like an extended family. Speaking of family, we discovered that the mastermind behind everything is Rosetta's mother. What? So Rosetta's mother is the person who ordered LaRue's murder and the blackout. She's the person Ad Astra fears most. Seems like it, and whoever she is, she must be a real piece of work if people with superpowers are terrified of her. And there's another surprise. Denise Daniels is linked to all of this. She arranged to keep an eye out for Rosetta and the others at the construction site. Somehow she knew they had ties to it. Clearly, Denise knows more than she's told us. She could be working for Rosetta's mother, or she could be the mastermind herself. We must go to Sarah and confront her about this. I'll go to the shop in a minute. That's certainly not Denise Daniels, or at least I don't think it is. February 7th, that's the next case. And that's yet another Thursday. So what do we got? A turtle, a walrus, and a snow fox. Of course, I got a complete meal on the daily prize wheel. Lucky me. Two new ones. cool. Two rare ones. Four new ones. And another 5. Alright. We're coming down to the end. Only 5 cases remain. Yep, 5 more cases remain. So, I'll see you guys on February 7th. So for now, this is Matthew. See you again.